and I haven't seen the full context, but what I saw is a mob of lawless thugs beating up on an innocent person, and it's disgusting. And I hope every single one of those people who engage in violence is prosecuted to the full extent of the law. And they will be. They will be so long as law enforcement in the state of Ohio takes their job seriously. I know Dave Yost cares a lot about these things. But yeah, I actually, you're right. Bertie did send me a clip of this, and we talked a little bit about it. I don't know the full context. I don't know how the fight started. But the one part that I saw that was really gruesome is you had a grown man who sucker punched a middle-aged woman. And where I come from, at least, when you have a grown man who sucker punches a middle-aged woman, that person ought to go to jail for a very long time.
The Cincinnati brawl is heating up, and it's getting very ugly very, very, very fast, right? Like I told you guys, you had the United States Vice President of America speaking out and saying that you got to put these guys in jail and these women in jail that was connected to this so-called crime, right? But he never even saw the video. He said that he didn't see everything, but again, he spoke on something he hadn't seen because they already have a preconceived notion about black people. He used the term thugs and criminals and all these different things. Then you got the Cincinnati senator coming out, and he's saying, listen, he's saying some very inflammatory things, and he's not going to give no money. He's going to make sure this doesn't go places. They want action, right? It's real bad, right? And they're putting pressure on the clergy. They putting pressure on the police department. They putting pressure on everybody to make sure that this is not a fair and just trial, that these criminals are thugs. And all this W family was doing was going out to have some dinner. They talking about how one of them has a special needs child. These black people are criminals, violent, nasty thugs. And they was out there looking for some W people to harm. That's the way that they landed out, right? And they got this constant loop of this woman being hit and these W folks on the ground, right? You know the same loop that they put on CNN every time a cop unallows a black person? The same loop. Well, they running the same loop this way, right? And this is what the media does because they play to the colorism of black and white, where there were so many witnesses that said that these W folks were drunk. They came up harassing people, bothering people, right? But that's going on deaf ears, right? So you already have Jermaine Matthews, Montez Merriweather, Deekra Vernon, all locked up, and now they locked up guy Dominique Kittle, where they say that this guy's a schizophrenic, manic depressive. They got him in jail in court. He was in court looking like this.
Person was arraigned in connection with that viral downtown brawl. Good evening, and thank you for joining us at 6. I'm Aaron Thomas. This morning, Dominique Kittle faced a judge for the first time. WLWT News 5's Danielle Dindak breaks down his appearance and where this investigation stands. Hi, Danielle.
Yeah, hi there, Aaron. The eyes of the nation are on this case, and I'm told that this investigation is still very much ongoing. Kittle was arrested last night, and he was arraigned this morning, and it was pretty tense at times.
He was scared. He's an impressionable person. That happened that night. He is charged with an M1, and everybody got charged with the F4. Everybody that was involved except for the man that throws the first punch and the man that says the N-word multiple times to black people, which I find to be very
This is not the place to grandstand.
I'm not trying to grandstand, Your Honor, but I just think that those are important things. I know, but we have to understand what happened to him that night and why he made these alleged decisions that he made, and I think that that's an important part of that story.
Now, as you mentioned, this was Kittle's first court appearance. He's one of 6 people to be charged in this case. 3 other people were arraigned earlier this week. 2 more still have yet to be arrested. This is all tied to that viral violent video that happened about a week ago. Cincinnati police say that there are 6 victims in this case. Kittle is charged with felonious assault and aggravated riot.
The allegation is that he approached the victim, Mr. Gregory Nickel, struck him from behind, attempted to take a wallet from him. When he was unable to do that, started to walk away, then turned around and knocked the prosecuting witness out.
Kittle is being held on a $150,000 bond. Now, coming up in about a half hour, you'll hear from his loved ones who say that Kittle was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Reporting live, Danielle Dindak, WLWT News 5.
And Danielle, of course, you and several of our colleagues were down at that press conference yesterday. Did they talk about where the investigation stands and if anyone else would be facing any charges?
Yeah, Aaron, so we're told that this is very much an ongoing investigation, that more arrests and more charges are forthcoming. Now, one of the specific questions that we asked, if some of the individuals who are also identified as victims are going to be charged, we did not get a clear answer to that question at this time.
Certainly a lot of developments. Danielle Dindak.
So now you have the senator and all kinds of other lawmakers coming in. They want to make change. They want change now all of a sudden because something happened to some W folks. There's stuff that happen all the time with black folks, but nobody care. J.D. Vance don't speak on that, right? But when it's W folks in regards to something with black folks, everybody has something to say. And this is why I'm watching very closely at the black clergy and the black so-called power structure. Right, I'm looking at all these so-called black leadership, and I'm watching what they're doing, and I'm seeing that they're very quiet. I don't hear anything. They're very quiet. Roland Martin and his channel, they're not really covering this the way that they should. If black people, I'm saying this to my black family out there, the younger generation, I want y'all to watch this very closely. If black people don't do nothing, and black people sit and watch them just throw these people away, don't respect these people because they're not going to. They don't love you. They don't respect you. They're not going to protect you. Too many times in my life, I've watched this, and black people have come out acting like they're the spokesman or vanguards for the black community. But when things hit the fan, they show you that they're powerless and they have no power, and they do nothing to help you. We already being gentrified in our communities. I'm listening to the senator, the vice president, everybody. Where is our black leadership to combat this? They're speaking up and speaking out, right, loudly with their chests out that we can see them. I don't see it. I don't see it. These black people could be in serious trouble. It's so bad that with the W power structure that this is what the Cincinnati senator is saying right after President J.D. Vance said what he said. Check this out.
Holly has been speaking to Ohio Senator Bernie Moreno. He says Holly suffered a concussion after a night out celebrating a friend's birthday. She is sharing pictures of her injuries with the senator, and we want to warn you, those pictures are graphic.
That woman had died.
Senator Bernie Moreno is
the first night out that she's had. She can't remember when. She just want to have a nice dinner with friends. You've been there, right? And look, she went to downtown thinking I'm going to enjoy some music and some friends and a nice time, and literally almost got killed, murdered. She's a mom of a special needs child who cares about her family. She went home in an Uber. Think about that for a second. There was no ambulance called. She went home in an Uber that she called.
Now, the search is still on for the man that punched Holly on Monday. Police Chief Teresa Thigi said charges are filed against 5 people, with 3 arrested. 2 more still out there. Paula.
All right, Tyler. Senator Moreno is also calling out Cincinnati leaders after the brawl. He is threatening to suspend federal funding to the city.
City Council has 30 days, and the mayor has 30 days to put together a plan in which they will enforce civil rights protections and the law and order in Cincinnati, or I will direct every federal agency to suspend all federal funding of Cincinnati until they get it straight.
Cincinnati City Council member Seth Walsh says that he has reached out to Senator Moreno.
Also been in communication with people with Senator Moreno's team to ask specifically what he's looking for from the city of Cincinnati, because I think, again, everybody should feel safe in the city of Cincinnati, and if they don't, we need to do better, and that's the case for anything. It shouldn't take a viral video for that.
So then we get to a Cincinnati councilwoman, a black woman, Victoria Parks, and she came out and made some statements that W America is outraged across America, and they want her fired. They want her to step down. They want her to step down out of that position. You don't deserve to be in a position that we give you. We allow you people to have the positions that you have. Because if it was up to us, we could roll things back to segregation, and we could take things back the way it was 90 years ago. That's the way that they think. They're not progressive. They're progressive for their people, right? Now they live in a society where they fake like it's a society of all-inclusive. But when things go down, look at the way the media is behaving. We don't live in an all-inclusive society. We live in a society where, in their mind, they are allowing black people to live amongst them because we are beneath them, and we're not allowed to talk or have our own voice. So Victoria said, listen, they was begging for that. I had only saw one part of the video at first, and then I saw the other part. And she said, my community don't behave like that. Oh, they were outraged because she's going against the narrative of us being thugs. And they're upset. And they want Councilwoman Victoria Parks gone. But this is what she was saying. Check it out.
We saw your post. Why did you post it?
David, when I first saw the brawl, I was devastated. But then I realized that there was more to the story, and um, and there was, which changed my point of view.
What was your point of view before, and what did it become?
Well, I had questions about why would they be that man. I was devastated because I know that that is not the way our community behaves. And my question was, why would that occur? And it was not long after that that I saw the first half of the video. And and the answer was, this man agitated. David, I really feel like he came with the same attitude as the people who arrived in Lincoln Heights, coming just in order to cause trouble.
The prosecutor is saying that the people who they are calling victims were out for a birthday dinner, and they were walking through this crowd, and words were exchanged. It looks like the Caucasian guy reaches out and slaps the face of one of the African American guys.
Yes, that's what I saw.
Is that what changed your mind?
It definitely is. Up until that point, there had been no physical contact, but I wrote what I wrote because I do believe that um, it's like this, David. You know, in this country, we have freedom of speech, but you can't run into a crowded theater and scream fire. And for the most part, that's what this man did when he reached out and smacked that man.
So you wrote, they begged for that beatdown. Does anyone deserve that kind of beatdown?
Um, I will say this: nobody deserves a beating. There is such thing as inappropriate actions, and there are consequences to actions, and that is what my post meant.
You also said that you're grateful for the whole story. What did you mean by that?
Right. My question was, why would why would the community, why would a crowd of people jump on somebody like that? And then when I viewed the entire video, I discovered why. This man agitated the crowd. And you know, David, some people may not like what I said, but I said what I said.
And you still stand by it?
I do.
So, almost as much as this fight has received attention, your comments have received attention.
Yeah,
Bernie Moreno, have you seen his comment
I
about what
haven't.
you said? People from all over the country with a national stage are saying you should step down from your position because of those comments.
So what's your question?
Do you think you should step down?
I'm not going anywhere. No,
Why?
because this is my seat. I come to serve. In this country, I have a freedom of speech. And I'm glad that some of the members from the church are speaking up. Listen to one of the elders said.
and how he had the heart to stand up and say something and tell the truth. Because a lot of people are very quiet. And I'm going to tell you, if they don't stand up for these black folks, they are in serious trouble. Look at what this elder said.
No punches were thrown. A kick was tried that didn't land. And for those who want to racialize it, then a black man stepped in between the combatants, separated them, and said, "This is enough, stop fighting, everybody needs to chill." And then for those who want to racialize it, the white man then steps back in the ring and slaps not the black man that he had just squared up with, but slaps another black man. So after that, he was met with disproportionate force. For those who want to politicize it, the J.D. Vances and the Vivek Ramaswamis and the Bernie Marinos and the Christopher Smithermans and many others who want to politicize it, they have not yet said something that I always hear when a black person, say, runs from the police and then is met with disproportionate force, sometimes ending their life. What we hear is, well, why did they run? Why didn't they just comply? We hear that every time. But I've yet to hear anybody say, why didn't he just walk away? So let me back up so you understand this. Two combatants, one black, one white. A black man steps in, breaks it up. The white guy re-engages, slaps, not the black man that he had just squared up with, but slaps another black man. And nobody's asking, why didn't he just walk away? And so when I see, and I don't know who else the chief is looking for or CPD is looking for, but when I see the mugshots, I only see people who look like me. I don't see the person who re-engaged, slapped not the initial person, but slapped another black man. So I don't see the slapper's mugshot. And so sadly, I have to agree with those who are politicizing this and racializing this. I have to agree with the Smithermans, the Ramaswamis, the Marinos, Corey Bowman. This is racial because it is unequal justice. And so until we see all the mugshots, this is still a racial issue.
Now, the man asking questions was asking all kinds of incriminating questions, trying to catch her up, but she was smart. She said, I said what I said. What's your question? She's speaking up for her people. She's an elder that said, you know what, F it. I'm gonna say what I want to say. I'm gonna speak my mind. How many of you black elders out there today really say what you want to say or speak your mind? You sit there and watch our kids crash out, go to that W man's jail, unalive each other, and you come out and talk bad about the whole community when you understand who's the puppet master and how this thing operates. You don't even fight for your communities. A lot of you out there fighting for other migrants and immigrants to come here and overtake the communities by 2035. That's what you fighting for. You fighting for POC and everybody else but your own people here on this land when things happen to us, when we're being unfairly treated. You don't even fight for us, right? But she wasn't finished. She doubled down by saying this.
And you know, I am a grown woman. That night when I wrote on the internet, I mentioned that's the way I felt, and I'm not going to back down from it right now. You know, in this city, we have worked so hard to build the kind of community where everybody feels welcomed and respected and expected. And I believe, you know, just like the people who came to Lincoln Heights this past winter, you know, that is an attack on our community. Now, nobody threw hands in Lincoln Heights and Friday night in downtown. If the man had not slapped the black man, everybody would have gone about their business.
So I've told you about the national reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Your colleague, Mika Owens, came out with a press release. Have you seen that?
I have.
She says that she starts by saying that, you know, you're a wonderful civil servant. Your service is deeply appreciated. However, making comments that inflame a violent incident is never acceptable.
I
think
didn't see that part, David.
Yeah, that's what she said.
And so you want me to comment on it? I have no comment. She is, she's free to have her opinion, and so am I. And I'm not stepping down. And as far as the national attention that I am garnering, it's surprising because there's so much more happening in this world that needs attention.
Do you think that this entire thing has been blown out of proportion?
Oh, yeah, indeed. Yeah, this is huge. They talk about, the violence in Cincinnati streets, and we, as civil servants, we work on it. We pay attention to it. When someone is hurt, it hurts us. We take it as our jobs to do the very best that we can to uh, to provide an environment where people live productive and rich lives. And so when things like this happen, it's hurtful. I saw where our police department has been criticized. What I saw was our police department doing a wonderful job Friday and Saturday night. And so I just take exception to it, and I reserve the right to do it.
The police are calling the Caucasian guy that got beaten down a victim. Do you see it that way? Should he be arrested as well?
Yes, he should be arrested for assault.
Does it bother you that he hasn't been?
I believe that he will be.
Does it bother you that he hasn't been arrested yet when
At this point,
3 others have?
Well, I know that that the police department is working on it. They're working as fast as they can, providing getting all the proof that they need. So I am I am patient. I am patiently waiting for everything to come out.
So I'm gonna say this. Listen, man. These individuals that are in trouble right now, if they don't get help from black folk, it's over for them. Once you got the vice president and the senator, the mayor, everybody coming out against them, and it's national, and you have white W folks all across America wanting swift justice, it's over, man. If the grassroots don't protect these people and don't stand up, we're done. They're done. They're done. And it's sad. It's heartbreaking because we talk a lot of this FBA stuff. We talk a lot of this black first stuff. The black church talk about loving each other and all this. But when stuff hit the fan, look at how we do our own people, man. This thing needs to be on a loop and full rotation, paying attention to this day by day, every day. We need to be paying attention to this. And we need to be putting pressure on St. Louis, Cincinnati law enforcement, the DA's office, all of them to be fair because they deserve a fair and just trial. That's what needs to happen. It don't need to just come from local Cincinnatians. It needs to come nationally because they're being attacked nationally. And they were saying that these people were kicking cars. They were drunk. They approached the crowd 2 or 3 times. And they told them to go away. So now they bringing up police records of the black folks. They talking about the mother. They was just out getting dinner, and they was approached by a black mob. I mean, when we talk about a black mob, well, we have the pictures and the history to show what mobs was doing to black folks in this country. We already know for a long time under state law, and the states didn't do anything about it. We already know our history, right? But all of a sudden, we're the thugs and the mobs and the gangsters and all this kind of stuff. That's the way we're labeled now. And it's even coming from your vice president of the United States of America in 2025. Make that make sense, right? And you want to sit here and tell me that these black people got a chance? They ain't got a chance Man, listen. If y'all don't support these people, man, don't talk that black stuff to me. I don't want to hear it, man. I don't want to hear it because it's getting real bad. And I take this personal because it ain't just about them. It could be your son tomorrow. Here in this country, anything can pop off at any given time. And the way that they're going, it could be your son, it could be your daughter, hell, it could be you tomorrow. And you're going to need the support. So I'm going to cut this video short here, man. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button. Subscribe to Street Media TV. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.